Speaking of shutting the whole thing down, we need to shut down Fox and Friends on Fox News. Now we have you heard of this guy, Dr. Keith Ablow?
No.
Okay, Dr. Keith Ablow is one of these TV psychiatrists, kind of like a Dr. Drew, but even more immoral, apparently. He went on Fox News, and this is just so ridiculous. It's barely believable that this even happened. He was asked to analyze, well, listen, Joe Biden was interrupting, and he was laughing. What might be going on in a psychiatric sense with Joe Biden? And Keith Ablow went on there, and he said Biden may be suffering from dementia, and he may have been drinking before the debate. Now, pay particular attention to the drinking claims, because as you know, Joe Biden's ex-wife and Joe Biden's daughter were killed by a drunk driver. And to go on national television and irresponsibly with absolutely no evidence or anything suggesting Joe Biden was drinking, to say that Joe Biden may have been, you wouldn't rule out alcohol, it's irresponsible and it's despicable. So is saying that he may have dementia, okay? Let's listen to this. This is incredible, ladies and gentlemen. This is what's going on Fox News. This is being presented as news and analysis of some kind. Here we go.
There's more, and this is the part I'll hear about, right? I did not evaluate Joe Biden.
Right.
But if someone said to me, listen, we want you to do what's really required to know what happened there, you have to put dementia on the differential diagnosis. You have to say bizarre laughter, interrupting. If this were your dad or your grandfather, wouldn't you say, if you brought him to me, Keith, you got to tell me, is he suffering with dementia because he can't seem to listen, he's laughing inappropriately.
But hold on a second.
Now here we're going to get the actual counter to this, which is, wait a second. Joe Biden remembered a million different facts and presented in a completely articulate way incredible political arguments and made a guy, not half his age, but over 20 years younger than him, look like the liar that he was. But because he laughed, he has dementia? This is irresponsible, isn't it, guys?
I think the natural reaction to when someone is telling a lie is to interrupt them and try to correct it.
Yeah. If anything, this is proof that Joe Biden's mental faculties at 69 years old are in fantastic shape. Let's continue.
Here's where that doesn't ring true to me. His command of the details was so solid. People with dementia can't remember the things that he was rattling off.
The substance was pretty solid.
He was rattling off. Granted, fact checkers went back, and it wasn't always completely accurate, but he had a command of his conversation.
At least the way he sees the issues.
I'm not diagnosing him. I haven't evaluated him. But psychological testing is anybody's guess what it would show. Not knowing every fact isn't required to diagnose dementia, and I'm not saying he has it. I'm saying you'd put it on the differential.
Yeah, anytime you know
put
what
it on the differential.
What the hell?
Let's do a differential with this guy.
Anytime I see anyone laughing on television, I've got to be thinking, are they laughing because something's funny, or are they laughing because they have dementia? It's got to be on the table, guys. We've got to put it on the table.
This is so absurd.
It's incredibly absurd.
Let's break down the differential on what's going on with this pundit.
Yeah. Okay, and let's get to the drinking part, because that is an important part.
Passivity, that's part of it. And command of the facts. He said we were totally out of Afghanistan on a certain date when we're going to leave troops there. So he missed a major fact.
That's actually the policy.
You'd want to put these things on the differential diagnosis. I'm speaking as a psychiatrist today. You didn't call me in as a political strategist.
Sure.
So you'd want his alcohol level. Why? Because he was that bizarre. Listen, in that clip we showed when...
His alcohol level. Guys, let's take it even further. Anytime this is opening my mind. If a politician on television makes a statement that you don't completely agree with, we immediately must think of both dementia and their blood alcohol level. Obvious.
I find it very hard to believe this guy is a psychiatrist.
It's questionable whether he's board certified, but he is.
And he's claiming not to be taking a political stance on anything. Clearly, all he's trying to do is destroy Biden's character.
Right, going on Fox News, which is a propaganda network for the Republicans, and questioning whether the vice president is suffering from dementia or drinking. Nothing remotely political about that.
No, not at all.
A man, and really the despicable part. Joe Biden's a man who lost his wife and daughter to a drunk driver, and Keith Ablow joking around, not even joking, with no basis saying maybe he was drinking is disgusting.
Yeah, and of course he says in this interview, he says, "Well, I didn't analyze him. I didn't actually look into this very much at all."
Yeah.
But apparently these things are still an option from what he heard.
Hey, you know what? But if let's say he's right, Natan, let's say Keith Ablow is right. it's incredibly disturbing that Paul Ryan was beaten by a demented drunk guy 25 years older than him.
That's
right? I mean, he lost the debate to a guy who's demented and drunk.
That's exactly right. And I would also add that, Joe Biden didn't need to drink. He got all the fun he needed right out of Paul Ryan.
Yeah, Paul Ryan did enough drinking for everybody. I mean, 4 or 5 glasses of water. He's having pitchers. He did plenty of drinking.
Nuts.
Thank you, Louis.